I love this quote of Gandalf's from Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. He says, "Some believe that it's only great power that can hold evil in check. That's not what I've found. I found it's the small things, everyday deeds by ordinary folk, that keeps the darkness at bay." And if you know Gandalf, he is super powerful. They don't really talk about it in the movie, but he's basically an angel. That's what a wizard is. And he doesn't come in and use his power very much. You see it sometimes, but for the most part, he goes and he talks to the hobbits, the least likely of society, and he uses them to influence the course of history, to hold back the darkness. And I think as Christians we can learn from this, because a lot of times we go about changing the world in totally the wrong way. We might try to get power over our enemies, be that political power, or we try to embarrass them or get clout over them. Or we might try to think that we have to build up some giant ministry and do these huge things. But a lot of times, what God is calling us to is to do the small things, to love each other, to love our enemies, to serve our enemies. Because that's exactly what he did, right? He came to earth as a baby. He grew up as a servant. He used the least likely of society to change the course of history. And then he suffered and died for us. Not many Christians these days think of changing the world through suffering and dying and serving and loving I think that if we do want to change the world, though, we've got to readjust how we look at things. It's not about gaining power. It's not about building the biggest ministry and having the biggest audience. It's about modeling what Jesus did, or rather following the model of Jesus, and being servants who are willing to suffer and who are willing to serve our enemies with humility. Thank you for your time.